What's up, guys? Adapark here, and today we are going to be taking a look at what it takes for you as a player in World of Warcraft to transition from a mediocre average player all the way up to an amazing player. Now, hopefully this time, as we have screwed up 2 times so far, we've actually selected the correct microphone and not my webcam, which was god-awful to realize after doing like 10 minutes of audio and then going, holy crap, we've done the webcam and that audio totally sucks. So we're going to be taking a look today at what it takes for you to make yourself a great tank. What makes you the guy that people are going to want to bring into the raid, into the 5-man, into the Mythic Plus, into the whatever, because you're so amazing. So we got a list here. This is not a complete list because there are so many small factors. There are a lot of things that I haven't thought of, things that just aren't worth mentioning here, things that are just so minute that you know, when added together, make a great player. But here's my list, and as always, I really would encourage you guys and appreciate if you think of something that I haven't thought of, throw it in the comments down below. So first and foremost, no matter where you are at, no matter what you're doing, if we're talking about raid content, the most important thing for you to know is the encounters themselves. If you're going to fight Xavius, if you're going to fight Cenarius, if you're going to fight, what Hogger, it doesn't matter. What abilities do you need to know about? What abilities are going to, is there a damage over time ability that's going to stack? Is there a tank swap? Is there bad stuff to not stand in? Good stuff to stand in? Bad stuff you need to stand in? What's going on? Because as a raider, this in general is your job regardless of what your position, what your role is. This is always going to be on the list. The second thing here is position. You as a tank control the position of whatever is punching you in the face. That means your job is to put the boss in the right spot every time to maximize damage. If you know that ads are coming out, you need to make sure that you are picking them up. That way you are putting them in the right spot for the DPS to kill them as quickly and as efficiently as possible. This means that you are moving the boss out of bad crap behind the boss. There is something that infuriates me when it comes to a tank who's unwilling to move a boss 5 more meters so that the melee can actually have a chance to not stand in bad crap. Yeah, it's great that you've moved yourself and the tank, or the boss itself, you, the tank, and your target out of bad stuff, so you're not standing in it. But what about the rogue and the warrior and the death knight in the back trying to stab this thing in the, in the butt? Like, you need to move it 5 more meters so that they're not standing in stuff. Because again, this is a big thing when it comes to raiding, is small things like this have this butterfly effect. You not moving a boss out of poison for the melee means the healers have to heal them more, which means they are low on mana for a, an oh shit moment, or they're low on mana to heal you, and then you die, and then everybody dies, and it's a raid wipe because of one simple, you could have moved a little bit more, and that's it. This also means that you need to prevent bad shit from happening. And when I say bad shit, I mean things like, we know dragons have a tail swipe. We know dragons in general have some type of dragon breath attack that, that shoots out from the mouth. Obviously, wherever the tank is pointed, that's where the breath is going to be. This means things like conal attacks, frontal cleaves, some type of ability that you as a tank are able to control the direction of. Make sure you're controlling it. This also means that you are moving into good stuff. Like I mentioned, the good stuff. Things like raid buffs, things like efflorescence, healing rain, things that you need to move into. Make sure you're doing that. Don't be the guy that sees an efflorescent circle on the ground and goes, I don't need it. I'm going to slightly, I'll put the boss in it. No, dude, stand in it. That is a huge healing effect for you. It is something you need. So, as I take a pause here to actually drink some water, I don't know what is going on with my voice tonight, but and I apologize if you guys heard that. But that is your job. Your second job here is damage mitigation. That means you understand when to use your damage mitigation abilities. This means that you are not spamming the abilities. If they're off a cooldown, if you have the, whatever the resource is to use them, that doesn't mean you hit them immediately. That means you understand, okay, in 10 seconds, the boss is going to do this really big punch that hits for, a super huge amount. But if I mitigate it, I'll be okay. Or if I mitigate this thing, I completely negate it. Whatever the case might be. This also means understanding what kind of damage is going out. As a bear druid, you have two abilities that one negates physical and the other negates magical attacks. But what's the point in using, your ability to mitigate physical attacks if you're fighting something that's casting spells at you? It's not going to do you any bit of good. You're literally wasting your resources. You're wasting your mitigation, and you're making life very hard on your healers. Understand when you need to call out for external cooldowns. You need to know, okay, here are the classes, the healing classes that I have in the raid. I know that I have pain suppression, I have iron bark, I have, spirit link totem. Call it out. If you need it, call it out. Because as a healer, I can tell you guys right now, at least for me, sometimes when shit gets crazy and things are going everywhere and ads are up and people are getting hurt and I'm trying to throw heal on this guy and run back to the tank and whatever, I forget there's iron bark. And if you call it out, I know you need it. But if you don't call it out, my assumption is either he doesn't need it or I'll make sure to not worry about it and to do other things. If you need an external cooldown, you call it out. This also means calling stuff out in general. Let's be honest here. Tanking isn't too terribly hard. I don't mean that as an insult. I don't mean that to be a jerk. But tanking isn't hard. Put the boss in the right spot. Mitigate attacks. That's it. That means that you have some brain power left over to call things out. This means you're calling out abilities. You're calling out phase changes. As a guild and a raid leader, I am absolutely not encouraging you. If you are not in a leadership position, I'm not saying call out people. Hey, you idiot, you're doing shitty DPS. You need to bring your numbers up. Hey, healer, I died because you didn't do this. You need to do more healing. Not saying that. That's your raid leader's job. That's your officers. That's your guild leader's job. But, hey guys, ads are coming up in 10 seconds. Hey, I got to move out. Other tank, go ahead and taunt. Hey, it's phase 3. Remember, this is where, we need to use this cooldown. Whatever. You have the ability to do this. You need to call it out. That right there is a huge difference between a mediocre and an amazing raider when it comes to tanking, is the ability to call out and go, hey guys, phase 2's up. Remember, ads are coming. Boom. That way everybody knows, because people are focused on other things and you have a wide view of the entire landscape, the entire battlefield, because you're in front of everything. This also means you're calling out debuffs. If your healers are having trouble with things, if things are too hectic, Xavius is a great example. With the Blackened debuff on the tanks. If your tanks are having a hard time with this, if your healers aren't dispelling it correctly, call it out. Hey, I got 1, I got 2, I'm at 3, go and dispel. You're not controlling the raid, you're not leading the raid. You are reminding your fellow players, here's what's going on, guys. Let's take care of it. This also means that you are able to make calls when things change. Healer die, that means you might need to bump up the order of external cooldowns. Did a melee DPS die and things need to be interrupted? Remind the raid. Again, you're not taking control. You're not ordering people to do something, but you're saying, hey, warrior's dead. Death Knight, can you make sure to interrupt in his place? Cool. As a raid leader, I'm cool with that. And then that way I know, he's on point. I can worry about other things that are going on as a raid leader. Last but not least, you as a tank set the pace. You control, in general, unless you have some feisty DPS, you control the pace of the pulls. That means that you can pull as quickly or as slowly as you want and need to pull. This means that if you have healers and DPS that are on point, that are putting out amazing numbers, and you want to chain pull, and pull big groups of stuff, cool. If your gear and their ability and your ability allow it, awesome. But if you can see, your healer is struggling, your DPS aren't killing it very quickly, maybe we need to slow down a little bit. Maybe we need to CC one of these. I mean, just one. Let's just root it into place. Maybe we can sheep it, and then everything will be okay. You set the pace. You're the main point that controls when and if people are getting bored, people are becoming unfocused, because if you pull a pat and you kill it and you sit there. Pull a pat, kill it, sit there. Pull a group, kill it, sit there. Your healers, okay, this isn't a big deal. I can go do other stuff. Vent becomes crowded, people are talking, things aren't getting done. The whole raid in general becomes unfocused, not good. But if you're able to go, okay, healers are on point, DPS is good, let's keep pulling, let's go. Not let's pull the whole raid, but let's make sure that we're not getting dumb with things. Let's not get dumb, but let's not sit on our butts and not do anything either. You control the speed and the pace. With that being said, again, I don't know what's going on with my voice. Like I said, this is like the third time I've recorded this audio, probably because I've been talking for 30 minutes straight, with this group with the webcam. We'll blame it on that. But holy crap, guys, the last time I checked, we are at 99 subs. And in the grand scheme of things, when you have YouTubers that are sitting at 15, 20, I don't know how many millions of people, 99 isn't a huge number. But it is to me. And I am so appreciative and so thankful and so excited to see, this number continue to increase. So for you guys that have made it this far, thank you so much for supporting me. Thank you so much for watching this video. Again, if you have any feedback, comments, if you want to add something to this list, say it in the comments down below. Thank you guys so much. Hit that like, hit that subscribe button. Hopefully the voice will be alright. And until next time, guys, I'll see you.